Hello everybody and welcome to my Mythical Beast Endymion, pure Endymion deck profile. This is a deck that I've been testing a lot and I migrated from ABC to Pendulum. It's been a while already, and ABC was my for fun deck. Although I played it competitively, yes, we are stubborn with the decks that we like. We can't help, but I also happen to like pendulums a lot, and I went through all of the versions of pendulums in the last formats. Pendulum Magician, of course, it had been the best deck, the best pendulum deck available. The magicians are very strong, a harmonized magician specifically, Oath Dragon, all of that. Good stuff. The Guard Dragons, the Dark Worms, all of that. These are very strong monsters, and Chronograph Sorcerer deck's pretty good. With the Agarpain hit, things got a little shaky. We had to kind of adapt a little to change the Guard Dragon combo, so we added Dragon Ravine, Romulus, and Tempest, right? It works. It is a good deck. We have the Zephyr Pendulum deck as well, but this deck, for me, is the best one. And people are sleeping on it, so I'm gonna go here and show you guys the deck list, and let's get started. First of all, the reasoning why I'm playing this deck is because I don't like the fact of me just throwing on a board that might not be as consistent as the board, like being as consistent as older builds used to be, and not having a comeback if they actually happen to pass the board. I usually didn't have anything for my third turn. And this deck gives you the comeback, it gives you the sustain, the stability that you really need in the format. And it plays around many things. It's just a very good deck overall, and I think it's much more complete and much more consistent than any other pendulum build that you're gonna find. So let's go. For the Endymion package, I'm playing Triple Servant. This is the starter of your deck. You want to resolve it in the Pendulum Scale and Pendulum Jackal King, and then you proceed with everything you're doing or that you're supposed to do. Triple Magister, not sure of this name in English. Very good card. Running three copies of it might seem inconsistent, or rather, just too much, but it's a pure Endymion deck, and the card's pretty good. Like, if you read it multiple times, you're gonna realize that having it on as a monster is very helpful. And since the deck has a lot of counters, naturally, it's never gonna run out of counters. It will resolve. And on the Pendulum Scale as well, it is an easy search from Mythical Institution because it's a level 3. It requires only 3 counters for it to be searched. Very good card. I like running it. It's a normal summon, very precious for the deck to complete the Electromite. Very good card. One of the win conditions of the deck, Triple Master Endymion, because the fact that this card, this deck, generates a lot of counters, it is likely, much more likely than ever before, to resolve it as a Pendulum Scale and pop everything on the opponent's board. And many people sleep on the card because they have these activation negations, like the Salamangreat Counter Trap, Roar, or Solemn Judgment. All of these cards that negate activations of spells, they actually let you activate it, and then you activate its Pendulum Scale, and it just blows everything, and they have no response. It happens more often than not. So very good card. It's a very good negation, and with counters, it gives the opponent headache because it's hard to battle it. It can be targeted. It can be destroyed by card effect. And if it's destroyed by battle, you get to search a normal spell card. It's very broken. Double Reflection of Endymion. I was running 3 copies of it, but I found it a little cloggy because it would make my deck have a lot of level 5+, not many normal summons. I try to change it a little because of the consistency of the deck overall. And it's very good to have it on the deck, like Reflection, because it can be brought by Magister and it will bounce a card on the opponent's turn, pretty much like a Kirin. And this is very good in the format against Thunder Dragon, against, Salamangreat. And moreover, in the second, when you're not starting, when you're going second, this card comes in clutch because, once again, it bounces and it bounces back. It like the Colossuses and everything, the back row, very good card. And it's also started because if you open it up and you are able to resolve it, like use kind of a special summon to Pendulum Monster. So yeah, it's very good. So this is the Endymion monster Endymion package. Now for the Mythical Beast, the heart, like one of the biggest pieces of the deck, triple Monster Cerberus. This card it's like known by this point that the card is broken because of the search effect, because of the monster effect, which is ridiculous. That's why, spoiler alert, people are running this, because this is a scale 9 that pendulum summons some Monster Cerberus, and it's such a broken monster to have on the field, So yeah, you gotta run three copies of it. And 3 copies of Jackal King, because it is one of your negations, and this deck uses it doesn't use the extra deck as much, incredibly enough, to the point you can even think about running Pot of Extravagance if you're feeling extravagant. It is an idea. Not that I do it, not that I even have the money to acquire these cards, but it doesn't use the extra deck that much because the negations are within the main deck. That's why I run 3 copies of it. I run 1 Basilisk. It draws you, if you open like Cerberus and Jackal King, you can search for Basilisk. So you have this in the hand, right? And Cerberus. So you search for Basilisk. Basilisk will draw you 1 card, shuffling this. And you bring with Jackal King Basilisk. Basilisk, when you can remove 3 counters against a counter each time you activate a spell card. You can remove 3 counters of him and get Jackal King back from the extra deck face up. So it gives you like a +1, basically. It's a very good card. And also, it is one of the 2 only level 4s that I run in the deck. The other one is Garuda. And I run a Beast Dweller. And a Beast Dweller is a god in this format, for obvious reasons. Orcus, Salamangreat, even Thunder Dragon. Like a Beast Dweller is a staple. These are the 2 only level 4s you run in the deck. You gotta run these. Garuda pops back row. It has the bounce effect. Very solid card. I don't see why not running it. I run 1 Checo. I think it's Checo. I don't know the name in English either. Level 1, easily searchable by Mythical Institution. It removes only a counter for you to activate it. You can kind of, like, the scale is okay. The deck has many high-level monsters, so having a scales 4 are not, like, this is not something bad. Even scale 5, it's not something bad. And even the monster effect is good. It comes in clutch depending on the circumstance. And, well, what else? The scale effects also can trigger Mythical Institution, so yeah. And now for the non-Endymion, non-Mythical Beast, but Pendulum monsters, I run triple Bumbuku because this is a new addition to the deck. And the reason why I'm running it, I saw some guys playing it, and I was wondering why. But it's a normal summon or even special summon who gives you another copy of itself. It's a +1, right? So it's a very solid normal summon to fix your scales if you don't have that other scale to pop with Electromite. Now you have it. Every single +1 you can have in this deck is vital. And the fact that this is a scale 5 that can pendulum summon Jackal King and Monster Endymion, the 2 most important cards in the deck, monsters in the deck, is enough for me to run it. It can even special summon the level 3, so yeah, it's a +1. And I run 1 Kendo Kaiden. Yeah, this is like the spirit monster. well, the scale effect bounces him back when you perform a pendulum summon within the scale, and you can put it again and get counters to everybody. So this is very good. It comes in clutch a lot, and the scale now into pendulum summon monster services it's just nasty, right? And well, I used to run 2 copies of it, but it's a little cloggy. When 2 come like in the hand, it's not as good. You wish you had seen other cards, so one is enough. If it shows up, it shows up. And now for the spells. I run triple spell power mastery. This card is very good, and it's like the most powerful spell in the deck for the secondary effects and for the search. You can search the Citadel, and this is also very good. Triple desires, because you gotta open up with desires. You gotta try to resolve it, and you can afford to banish things. So yeah, triple mythical institution, because well, I'm going to explain this card, and this is actually one of the main interactions. This is also a searcher, yeah, and what it does is it gains 2 counters each time a mythical beast monster is destroyed on the field, even in the scale or even for battle. And well, it always gains 2 counters when they are destroyed. So Monster Cerberus in it, you can activate Monster Cerberus, search with Monster Cerberus. It will give 2 counters. The other mythical beast that will be searched, well, you're gonna trigger it and it's gonna destroy itself. Either to pendulum summon Master Cerberus with Jackal King, or to draw a card with Basilisk, you're gonna destroy another, so you're gonna get 4 counters. And the other effect is that you can remove any number of counters on the field and search a monster on the deck, from the deck, or from the extra deck face up, equal to whose level is equal to the number of counters you removed from the field. So it can remove counters from itself, but, and this is the good part, it can also remove cards from other places, right? So remove counters, from other places. So this card is very solid, and it plays around Colossus because, again, you can search from the extra deck face up. So you don't actually need to necessarily search from the deck, which is very good against the Thunder Dragon matchup, because they have difficult times like destroying it in the grind game, because Titan cannot touch this card because it protects itself from destruction by removing a counter from it, a spell counter from it. So amazing card, amazing searcher. It is another way, another like trio of spell power and mastery to search Servant, and a very good way to search Servant. So very good card. Well, I run 2 Into the Void because, again, drawing cards is very good, and all the resources that you have on this deck are always on the field, never on the hand. Very rarely on the hand. So, and 3 copies because I don't run 3 because I don't have space in the main deck. But yeah, the conflict comes with these 2 copies that I run, that I chose to run because I was looking for some cards some spells that I could run, some staples. And this card is just absolutely crazy. And the fact that I have a lot of space on the extra deck allows me to play it in a very powerful way. And it's like 2 super polymerization. I don't play 3 because 3 is too much. You can brick. I play 2 because this card has many targets in my extra deck. It resolves. I can like OTK very easily. I can just like summon the monster with super poly and pendulum summon the big monsters from my hand and just win the game. And it happens more than you imagine. So this card is crazy. It will always be while it's unbanned. So 2. For the field spells, 1 Secret Village, 1 Citadel. I don't play Terraforming because it bricks. I don't play 2 because it bricks, and it's searchable by 3 spells in my deck. And I don't see the need of like always having it in the hands. I don't want to see 2 of it in my hand, so 1 is enough. Secret Village, same thing. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, well, too bad. But Yes, I play Secret Village because it is a win condition. It is auto win against Sky Striker in other matchups, and it's fun playing it because if it comes again, it's good. And the Upstart Goblin. So it's a 40 card main deck that have, and it's like, as you can see, as consistent as it can be. Now, very quickly for the extra deck before I run out of time in my cell phone, I play one Electromite, one Lambda, a generic Link 2, one Daybreaker because it's a very good Link 2, and it can destroy a monster depending on the circumstance. It's worth running it. A Cerberus, a Nightmare Phoenix, and a Unicorn. For the utility, it comes in clutch. The Cerberus doesn't come in clutch as much, but it does. One Borreload and one Borrowsword. Well, against Thunder Dragon, it is a god, and Borrowsword is Borrowsword, right? It's a staple, you should play it. This is a proxy of Appaloosa. This is an Appaloosa, trust me, you see. There is a goddess here, you know, that it's not a dystopian kind of train. But yeah, it's an Appaloosa, very good in the deck. And for the super poly targets, boy, do I play a lot of them. I play one Dragostapelia, one Violet Chimera, one Starving Venom, and one Vortex. I don't play Titan anymore because these two, Starving Venom and Dragostapelia, are more than enough against the Thunder Dragon matchup. I play one Abyss Dweller and one Dingirsu because if I summon these, they are level 8, and Master Cerberus is level 8, so I can occasionally make a Dingirsu, but it can easily be anything else that you want in the extra deck. So you see the thing, I don't use the extra deck that much because I don't need it. All my resources are on my main deck, so this is a toolbox that you can abuse of with Super Poly and derivations, right? So very quickly for the side deck, I play triple Dark Cooler No More, triple Red Reboot. You should play in Pendulum decks this card because it's broken, 3 side blocker, 1 Super Poly, 2 Nibiru, and I play 3 copies of Denko Seka, but I don't have 3 here, but trust me, I do. The Denko Seka, Red Reboot, and side blocker are staples in the Pendulum deck, yeah? So you should play it. And this is my deck. Thank you so much for watching the video. It's very random. This is a random channel, a random video, a random deck, but I'm glad you watched until the end. And yeah, man, keep it up. Play your best. I'm gonna try to post another video with some combos, and keep it up the good work. Goodbye, everybody. Have a nice life.